not your fault.
You're right. It's not my fault. It's your fault. You say the extremes when people don't say the extremes when they don't like the truth. They like say the exceptions. If I would I jump off a cliff if he told me to? Come on. Do you honestly think I would? You don't know. Please don't. Come on. If people really think that, then
If you were in danger in Mountain Cat, you would.
of course. But this is what upsets me is that because my view is actually the truth, that people think, oh, she said it was the truth.
Okay,
It just
so
is. Look around. So you're telling me that any thriving dynamic, whether it's sports, whether it's law enforcement, whether it's a Fortune 500 company, that they put coins in every day, one person decides who leads. No, that is not how it goes in life. In any successful dynamic or business or entity, there is one leader.
I am a slave to my husband. I hate women.
Pick me.
I think it's cool to treat people the way you want to be treated.
It's tough as a guy. You can't talk about stuff with the boys because they will laugh. You can't go to your parents because they will tell you to suck it up. You can't tell a girl because it makes you feel weak. They are left to hold in years of pain.
Do you ever get dressed and just be like, damn, I look good? I did today.
Do you ever look in the mirror and think, damn, I'm delusional? I'm causing stress on my heart, knees, and ankles. I hope you did today, so you can put down the fork and push away from the table.
You look so dumb right now.
Men that call themselves feminists is like just low-key a turn off to me, not because they're like feminists, because it's just like little pussy. I don't know. Like it's also just like
Yes.
like if
Yo,
you were
base.
also okay, especially like in
Here we
Ivy,
go.
especially like liberal guys are like the first to be like to just like not go down on you too. By the way, I don't know. I feel like I just remember hearing that like in Ivy, like
Sarah was finally home. Caillou was very happy to see her.
Caillou! Ni hao! What?
Here are some hard truths for men about relationships with women. Some women will say they want a committed, stable relationship and subconsciously seek the opposite. Sometimes the problem is that you were thinking rationally when you were dealing with somebody who was irrational and emotional. If you accepted apologies with, it's okay, then you reinforce those repeated behaviors that hurt you. Sometimes we seek validation from people who've shown that they won't reassure us. Sometimes we stay in someone else's storm because it distracts us from our own. You actually deserve to be in a relationship where you are celebrated, not merely tolerated. Like and comment below if you resonated with these hard truths.
Yeah, bitch, I said what I said. I'd rather be famous.
It's not toxic masculinity that's destroying society, it's toxic femininity. Women are to blame for shitty men and their shitty dating lives. And it's because of the rise of the toxic feminine. Women are inherent life breathers. We possess the superpower, which is the ability to bring life into this world. That means we are responsible for breathing life into everything we touch or destroying it. The toxic feminine destroys because her main motivation is to gain revenge on men. If you have a shitty man or a shitty dating life, it's because you are creating it. You're breathing life into shitty men. You're enabling shitty behavior. You're building an ecosystem of destruction.
Are you shitting my dick?
60% of men from 18 to 29, it's not even like they want to date anymore. They're single and they're not looking. So we're dealing with a very small pool of men, which means we need to be wise. But I'm sorry, but I don't think any of y'all know how men work. Because the way that I'm hearing you guys talk, it's like two different worlds. From our perspective, it makes a lot of sense. But we have Brian here, we have the cameraman. Men operate on a completely different spectrum when it comes to relationships.
I mean, what if I don't want to live the way you live?
Oh, don't be ridiculous, Andrea. Everybody wants this.
Men are stronger than women. Then why are men in video games wearing full protection armor and women only need a bikini?
What? Now, I'm just not, because, no. But I would like to bring you to the comments section real quick.
Share some of my favorites.
Because they always die first, so what's the point in protecting them?
My absolute favorite. Because girls can't lift a protection armor. We wearing that to distract them. Can you imagine, like, all of your war plans fail? And it's like, men, send in the titties. And so that I have a reason to use the female characters. It's a video game, ladies. It doesn't matter. And I'll tell you that it wasn't made to show how strong we are. It was definitely a sexualization, but okay.
And now you know why I call females in the West bird brains. This video game logic was embarrassing. She'd have to be a troll, but who knows. These feminists switch stances more than their hair colors. It used to be that they complained that games were anti-woman because the female characters had exaggerated women features like a big bust, butt, and thin waist. Now it's a flex that women are somehow stronger because they wear thirst trap outfits in video games instead of armor. Also, opposing enemies have won wars by airdropping X-rated content to the enemy armies. Israel did this against Palestine in the 80s and defeated the men's will to fight because they were so busy buying lotion and Kleenex.
Shaming your man on the internet for being sick continues to be one of the lowest yet somehow most socially acceptable things women love doing on the internet. In sickness and in health has turned into for clicks and clout or else. It's funny how we always say that men are the most guilty of doing the bare minimum, but this comment section shows us that that's what at least hundreds of women are doing. I'd get irritated immediately. Would be my final straw because what is that? Take him to the vet. It's his time to go peacefully. I'm mad at my husband now. The way I would instantly file for divorce. They'll just barely stay with you, but only because it's too much effort to divorce you. But God forbid they actually help you or show any compassion or empathy to you. In fact, they'll actually record you at your lowest, then post you publicly to lambast you while making themselves the victim of your situation. This way, in addition to being super sick, he also has the joy and delight of complete strangers on the internet finding every picture and video of him to call him a stooge on. And anybody who wants to come in here and say, Lauren, it's a joke, it's just funny. Simple challenge for you. The next time you're feeling like absolute dog crap, I mean hugging the toilet, coming out from both ends, pure liquid, I want someone to just record you and post it online while calling you annoying to millions of people and see if you find it as funny. But you wouldn't. You would actually be hyperventilating into a paper bag telling everybody how cruel and unusual it was for any man to do that to you. Heed my warning. Never marry someone until you have seen how they treat you when you are sick and at your lowest like this. There are a lot of fair weather wives just like this one out there.
This is the direct result of feminism, to shit on men 24/7. Great feminism, you reached your so-called equality. And these modern women wonder why most of them end up single for the rest of their life cleaning cat poop. If you're ever truly sick with someone you're interested in getting married to, her reaction is all you need to know about her. If she makes you soup, tends to you, and is concerned and attentive to your needs, then she might be worthwhile investing in. But if she's indifferent at least, like acting as if nothing is happening to you, then she doesn't care about you. And if she clowns you like the bedwench did on social media, which is extreme, then she's plotting your downfall for sure. She hates men and is waiting till after the marriage and after you get your life insurance to poison your food to get that bag. Let's read the comments. Top comment said, the last time I was accused of having man flu by a doctor, mind you, it ended up being full-blown pneumonia. I never knew there was such a thing as quote-unquote man flu. I thought feminists didn't believe that there was two genders. Oh, my bad. Just when they need to blame someone on their problems, they remember that there's men to blame. Usually men go to work sick, doing tough jobs like fixing power lines that a tornado tore up, or tar a roof in the hot summer. While women call in sick more often and take more days off on jobs that are much easier, like being a kindergarten teacher, which is basically a glorified babysitter. Another comment says, and most men try to tough it out as long as possible, so when we're down, we are down. Man flu is just as finally wanting to rest while being sick. Just what I said. The world has to run, and 70% of men that most modern women ignore are the ones that are actually keeping it running. Another comment. Her vows must have been in sickness and in health, but only my health. Exactly. These modern women only want to be at the finish line and screw the winners. They're the main reason why the wedding industry is going bankrupt because they killed marriage. Their selfishness has ruined it for everyone else. In this age, you'd have to have a death wish to get married in the West.
If you're a virgin on your wedding night, you have an 80% chance of a happy marriage. It drops down to 25% if you've slept with more than 5. Most guys would pray for 5 nowadays. And there's some studies that say as a virgin it's 60-70%. I know people will come for me on that, but the point is still the same. You're more likely to have happy marriage if you're a virgin than if you slept with more than 5. It's like 5 to 7 seems to be when you're ruined as a woman, statistically. Anyway.
It's called pair bonding, and the stats do not lie. That's why I say at the very least it's trying to tame a rabid wild animal if you marry a bedwench. They're forever addicted to the new dick or the honeymoon phase. Nothing you can do can make them a dutiful wife. Another way to look at the stats Pearly Things laid out is, if you're the only one she's ever slept with, as in you took her virginity, you have 100% of her heart. If you're the second person she's ever slept with, then you'd have 50% of her heart. If you're the third, then you'd have 30%. Fourth, 25. 30th would mean you'd have like 1/30th of her heart. If she's been with over 100 people, you have to have an infinite fraction of her heart. It's basically 0. You're just another dude to her. But I find it interesting that the stat Pearly mentioned about if she slept with 5 men, the marriage has a 25% chance of succeeding, which is very close to you having 25% of her heart if you're the 4th man she's slept with. That's correlation, which equals causation. This is also why females can get hung up on their ex, because he hit it first, before you did, and so he has a larger part of her heart. Especially if he's the first or second man to have been with her. It's a wrap. Your bond with her will never be stronger than her ex's. So feminists claiming body count is anti-woman or whateverism just again got disproved by science. Let's look at the comments. One of the top comments from a thought says, those people also don't believe in divorce and feel forced to remain in an unhappy marriage. Statistics don't say everything. No, it says they're more likely to be together, which sorta indicates happiness. If she can pair bond with the guy, she's more likely to fall in line and play her part to support him, thus making him happy. And she responds to herself, the length of the marriage doesn't equal its happiness. Marriage isn't supposed to be one big vacation, bird brain, and I'd say it does indicate enough happiness to stay together, especially with today's divorce laws that help females make out like a bandit. They have all the incentive to leave, yet these women with low body counts stay in their marriage. A thought comments, because they have no idea what they're missing. And that's why these modern women will die alone. She's right, we have no idea what we're missing if we don't shoot heroin. Doesn't mean it's good for you. Have you seen the homeless in the street of the big feminist cities shooting dope while looking like zombies? Sleeping around is like crack to women and it must be a hell of a time. But eventually they won't be able to get their fix because they age out or hit that wall. Then they'll have withdrawals for 50 years.
Hi everyone, today I will be making green enchiladas. I had some water boiling, so I'm going to add 1 garlic clove. And I love me some bay leaves, so I'm going to add 1 bay leaf. Some onion. Chicken bouillon. Now my chicken breast. My chicken is ready, so now I'm going to shred it. I have some water boiling. I have 12 tomatillos, 2 serranos, and a piece of an onion. I'm just going to boil all of them. I'm now adding my tomatillos to my blender, my serranos, and the onion, a handful of cilantro, 2 garlic cloves, good amount of sour cream, 1 whole avocado, some of the chicken broth, chicken bouillon, some black pepper, and then you blend. Some oil. I diced up some tomatoes, some onion, and cilantro, and I'm just going to saute it in the pan. I'm going to add some garlic powder, some tomato bouillon, and a little bit of cumin. 1 lime. I'm adding my shredded chicken. I'm just mixing it. Some of the chicken broth. The chicken is ready. I'm going to warm up my sauce. I'm going to fry my tortillas for a little bit. Remember, you're not frying them like a tostada, you're just gonna fry them to be soft. Sauce. Now I'm just dipping my tortilla, some chicken, some mozzarella cheese, and then you roll. Some cheese. Some cheese. Oven 380 until the cheese melts. And they are ready. Some rice. Some beans. Some sour cream. Some avocado slices. Some queso fresco. Some tomato slices. And some green salsa. And this is the after. Babe!
Sorry.
Cheers.
Bro.
So good?
Hell yeah.
When a woman posts a video of her cooking for her man and shows herself being happy in a relationship, feminists get triggered and glitch out, like they're a computer with the error 404, but since they're a thought, it's error 304. The fact that a wife made her man happy is a big enough flex on these feminists. You see that guy? He doesn't have a square jaw or is buff or is super rich. He looks like a regular dude who gets to enjoy home-cooked meals from a wife slaving away in the kitchen, having no rights because she's cooking a meal for him, according to feminists.
Many women of today in marriages bring nothing but entitlement, attitude, and high expectations. It is, of course, okay to have expectations from your husband. A man should be able to financially provide for you, emotionally support you, make you feel safe, give you a good lifestyle and life. But as a woman, you should have something to offer back to him too. It is not sufficient to say that your mere presence, your mere existence is enough because you have the ability to give him children. This is not the way to approach marriage. This is not the way of our ancestors. This is not the way of the generations that came before us. And it is not the Islamic way either. Women should be making a house into a home. They should be providing the man and the children with comfort, security, peace and ease. But we need to quantify and qualify those words. What do we mean? How do women provide that peace, ease and comfort? Through actions of care and nurturing, through acts of service. This is the love language of the women that came in the generations before us. And this was and still is the way to a man's heart. You need to be caring for that husband and nurturing those children. Give him his purpose, his reasons to go out there in the world to provide for you and protect you. Don't act entitled, ladies. Don't do that. You don't get to do that. This world, as much as it has so-called empowered women, it has also inflated the egos and selfishness of women the world around. Women these days have become so self-centered, focused entirely on their own interests, their own careers, their own benefits, that they have lost interest in having children, settling down, being family-orientated, and giving. There is a global loss of family values in this new generation, and you are short-sighted if you can't see that. Promiscuity is the norm. Virginity and purity are completely non-existent. There is no value or respect given to the bond of marriage. Marriage is considered disposable. Divorce rates have skyrocketed. And statistically, most divorces are initiated by women, by the way. Why is that? Because the woman has a lot to gain and the man has a lot to lose in a divorce, where she is entitled to taking 50% of the man's financial assets. Assets that she probably contributed nothing towards. Assets he probably had before he married her, before he even met her. She takes half. She gets to keep the children, so his children get taken away from him. It is a great system for women who escape from abuse and need that help. And they are whom this system, which benefits women, was created for. And my sympathies go out to them. But it is also an easily abused system that works entirely in the favor of women and hurts many men. Women need to fix up. Because I see many men doing their part in marriages and I see women sitting back, acting entitled as if the world owes them a favor simply for being women and for their ability to give birth. Women, if you want respect for being the bearers of children and appreciation for the challenging and extremely hard work that it entails, then learn to be good mothers. Learn to be good homemakers. Motherhood is an honor, undoubtedly the most honorable and respected position in a home or society, or it should be. But many modern women out there today of this new generation are of poor quality, with poor values, bad attitudes, cheap, promiscuous behavior, and really not worthy of the protection and provisions that a man provides. You might not like it, but it doesn't make it any less true.
Wow, a super traditional woman being extremely modest. And this is why the Middle East isn't crazy like the West, because women aren't even in charge of anything there as the Gulf states run peacefully. You go to Dubai, sure, it's not perfect, but you damn sure don't see thoughts shaking their ass in public or being rude. Let's read the comments. One of the top comments says, "As a feminist, I agree."
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
You can't be feminist sweet cheeks and want to serve a husband. You're a typical female about to hit the wall who is trying to trap a man into the 304 retirement plan, also known as a marriage. We know you're trying to be a buzzer beater, Decepticon. Another comment. "Salam, sister, I provided everything, and above all, I was generational abuse, which has led me to a single life." Sounds like this Muslim got married in the West. That's why I say even marrying a traditional woman in the West is a massive gamble, because the feminist anti-society is going to corrupt her. Hopefully he becomes a passport bro to a Muslim country in Indonesia or obviously the Middle East and get a real wife experience. Another comment says, "Man has to be a masculine role model, financially capable of providing and caring for his wife. In return, she obeys him and cares for him." And that's a good point. Don't expect to get the best treatment from traditional women if you're a loser, because they won't commit to you in the first place. You still have to lift weights to be in shape, be financially secure, and learn how to fight so you have real confidence.
The ultimate goal of the elite for driving women towards careers and promiscuity was to destroy traditional family values. The powers that be understand that a child without a stable childhood is their greatest asset in furthering their agenda. So how do we increase the probability of children growing up in unstable homes? By indoctrinating young girls with feminist views and thus destroying the natural social cohesion between the two sexes. Feminists have damaged the relationship between men and women so severely that the institution of marriage has become irresolute. It is a radical, bigoted movement which has made it even more difficult for not only men to progress in society, but also for women themselves.
It's nice to see women speaking out against feminism, and hopefully more do the same to turn the tide. But until then, stay MGTOW. As always, I wish you tremendous success. Now it's your turn. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember that if you leave the best comment, you'll get $5. Thank you so much for watching. If you found value in this video, hit the like and subscribe buttons, ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on future uploads, drop a comment, and share it. See you in the next video. Till next time.